Good afternoon. Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your afternoon to spend with me. My name is Nisha Womack and I am a life transition strategist. I help the dreamers, the aspiring, and the new business owners transition in their life with information and inspiration to help you start, market, and grow into the CEO. Happy Freedom Friday. Freedom from that J-O-B. Freedom for whatever has been holding you back. Freedom for a new life. Welcome. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. You may be on your lunch break, or you may be just tuning in because you are one of those freedom seekers. A freedom seeker. What is that? Someone that is seeking freedom from the daily regimen. The daily regimen of the status quo. The status quo. You know, it is such a nice day today. I decided to have lunch in my car. Panera bread. Hello, back to you. You're the nigga. Hey. Let's see. But view your profile. We gotta get those people out of here. Yeah. Some mean people in this world. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. Hey, Jazzy, how you doing? Welcome. Hey, Marita, what's going on with you? Look, somebody almost took me there. As I mentioned, it's easy to go from 0 to 1,000 real quick. People do that to you, but you can't let them take control. And I almost lost control, so I had to realize who I am and whose I am, so that I didn't take that control or allow that control to be taken from me. But today, freedom from ignorance, freedom from people that want to bring you down because they're so down, they're so low to the ground, and they're trying to take you from where God is trying to elevate you. Things like that happen in life. How are you? How's everybody doing? Are you having a happy day? I pray that you are. So today, my message to you, for those freedom seekers, why so many people are opting in to the 1099. Do you know what a 1099 is? Some people don't. That's why I'm asking. You know what a W-2 is. Most people are on W-2. And so when you look at the 1099 W-2, I like being on both of them, to be honest with you, because both of them indicate that there's some streams of income coming into your house. However, that 1099 is so flexible. It gives you that freedom and that flexibility that W-2 does not. And so when we look at that aspect of it, what it gives us, what it provides for us. Hello, how are you? Welcome. What it gives for us, what it provides for us, it really gives us a lifestyle that not only do we deserve, but a lifestyle that says that we are free. Freedom Friday, to do the things that we so desire. Hello, how are you? Welcome. No, I do not speak Russian. And so, with that being said, I'm going to share with you some information today about the 1099. And so we know with the 1099, you are at liberty. To file your own taxes. A lot of people don't like to do that. File their own taxes because the control is left from the employer, where the W-2 people, the employer files their taxes for them, or they put the information for the taxes, that they need to file their taxes with. Whereas a 1099, you are responsible to keeping up with your income, knowing how much you make, knowing how much you should allocate for taxes. And typically business owners do it on a quarterly basis. I know I do mine on a quarterly basis. Some people may do it different, but it's easier when you can keep track of it, because sometimes it's easy to lose track of it. And so that 1099 lifestyle, let's talk about that. I'm going to give you reasons why people opt into it. Number one, people opt into the 1099 lifestyle because of an increased income and an opportunity to get more income. See, when you're on that W-2, you're limited what the employer tells you you're worth. You're limited for them to tell you how much you're going to make per hour, salary, or whatever. You're limited. And like I said, it's not necessarily bad if you have a W-2, because that's another stream of income. But what I'm sharing with you, the benefits of that 1099. That 1099 says your income is unlimited. Whatever you want to make is up to you. All you have to do is be free and ready to receive the opportunity. Income. Number one, increased income. Who doesn't love or want increased income? Number two, a 1099 allows you more flexibility, more control over your taxes. See, people don't really realize and understand the system was made for business owners. And if you go back, if you want to look at it from a spiritual perspective or a biblical perspective, if you go back and read in the tax data in the Bible, it will share with you that Paying taxes is a right and is a law. However, but if you look at what it's made and designed to do, it was meant for business owners. Look at the example of how business owners get so many tax deductions. So many tax deductions. They can write things off that people that work for the corporation can't because they're W-2'd. But the corporation, they get the deductions because they hire the people to come in and they're doing a service to the community. So they get tax deductions that you and I are necessarily not privileged to get unless you are a 1099. And so in that 1099, you get the opportunity to pay no upfront tax payment. Like when you get your check on a regular basis every Friday, today is payday for a lot of people. When you get your check on Friday, it has your taxes, if you're W-2'd, already taken out. When you're 1099 and if you're getting paid today, being a 1099, you got to set that money aside to allocate for the taxes that you have to pay. Now, one thing I want to keep in mind with you, all my newbies, my new business owners, those dreamers, those aspiring people, you got to pay your taxes because Uncle Sam does not play and he will come get you. Yes, he will. He will come get you. So upfront tax payment, FICA, Social Security, those things are your responsibility when you are 1099, whereas W-2 it's not. Another thing keep in mind is that if you made more than $600 with your business, you have to file taxes on that. If it's less, you don't. And again, that could be per state. Check with your CPA, your accountant, your tax regulations per your state, and it will give you a little bit more clarity on that. But if you made more than $600, you have to pay. So the government trusts you to be honest if you are 1099. And whatever work that you've done, you got to account for it because you are an independent contractor working for yourself or working for establishments, and they pay you and they make certain that you assume the responsibility that you have to take care of your taxes, unlike the W-2. Now, another thing that I want to share with you why many opt into the 1099 is the exclusivity of the tax deductions like a corporation. If you are 1099, I get to write off every piece of business that I do. Right now, I'm sitting eating lunch. And I wanted to go in the building to eat, but sometimes it's good to just sit by yourself to think about everything that's going on in your day and in your life. So I chose to eat lunch in my car today. And with that being said, this tax deduction, because I am on my way to meet a client and I'm taking them lunch as well. And being that I'm taking that client lunch, I get to write that off as a tax deduction. Why? Because tax deduction. Why? Because I'm a 1099. If I was an employee, unless the employer had those benefits, where, as I mentioned, I've worked in corporate America being the district manager. When I would take clients to lunch, I would use my corporate credit card and the corporation would get the deductions. Whereas being 1099, I can use my corporate credit card for my business and I get the tax deductions. My business gets the tax deductions. So that's the difference there. And that's a good thing because what 1099 allows you to do, to take those exemptions so you owe less tax. So you owe less tax. See, W-2 employees are the highest paid, one of the highest paid tax brackets. But keep in mind, self-employed, we pay a lot of taxes too because your employer is paying for all the Social Security and things of that nature. Typically, business owners, they have to pay for about 15% of the taxes that your employer will typically pay. But keep in mind, again, as I said, it comes with some sacrifices, a 1099. The freedom, the flexibility to earn how much you want versus being capped from a W-2 perspective. So the freedom is number 4. You set your own hours as a 1099. You work your business into your life instead of your life being worked into your business. See, if you got to get up and punch that clock every morning, then your business is being worked into your life. Whereas if you're a 1099, you can work your life into your business. You do it when it's convenient for you. Now, most business owners, most entrepreneurs, they get up early. I know I'm an early riser. I typically get up and read for the day. I pray and then I meditate on what it is that I need to do to accomplish my goals throughout the day. But still, you're in control of your time. The W-2 is not. The 1099 is. Number 5, you choose the type of customers you want to work with. I tell you what, if nothing else is greater about being 1099, I know when being a W-2 employee, it was some people I just did not want to work with. At 1099, I can tell them, you know what, I greatly appreciate you coming to me, but your business is not worth my frustration and my time. As an employee, W-2, you can't do that because you got to stay accountable to what you are being paid to do per hour or salary. So the difference is it has its benefits. And then actually today I was reading the Gallup poll. I don't know if you're familiar with the Gallup poll. The Gallup poll stated that there was a study done and about 35%, I think it's about 33% of bad bosses are accountable for people having strokes. 33% of bad bosses are accountable for people having strokes. So, I've been really blessed. I really haven't had a job that I've had a lot of stress on. I've had jobs that I had a lot to do on that perhaps could have been stressful if it hadn't been so flexible. Because as I mentioned, I've always worked out the home. So working out of the home gave me greater flexibility. And if I had to be in front of a boss every day, I can understand that can be very stressful. But you got to do what you can do until you can do what you want to do. And so the flexibility of a 1099 versus a W-2, it gives you that privilege. Freedom Friday. It's Freedom Friday. And that 1099 gives you the freedom that you so desire. But like I said over and over again, if you got that W-2, it's nothing wrong with that. That W-2 is another stream of income that should allow you to whatever your dreams are, to be a funder, an investor in your dream. And so if you get off of work this evening on this Friday, Freedom Friday evening, and you are so tired that you can't go into your office, go into a quiet place in your home, or even go out somewhere and think about your dreams, things that can help you be free from the daily regimen of the status quo, then you're not tired, you're just uninspired. And a lot of times the daily regimen of life can uninspire us. It can make us so tired that we're not determined or destined to do anything besides what's in front of us. Life does that. Family, situations, income, and you know that you don't per se have a choice, but you do. And that distinction is why so many people opt in to the 1099 lifestyle. It's a good lifestyle. It's a work lifestyle. You got to stay persistent and aggressive in seeking whatever it is you're trying to do. And so with that being said, I wanted to make you aware. Last thing I want to share with you in regards to why people are opting into the 1099 lifestyle, and this is something that I share with my clients on a regular basis. Employers sometimes lack giving the contribution to the employees, the appreciation factor. I was just speaking to a client about 2 hours ago and talking to him about that. We got to learn different factors and how to appreciate people that do work for you, that are helping you to be the self-employed. Employers, they don't do that anymore. I remember, being in pharmaceutical, we used to go traveling all the time. It was a perk. If you won top salesperson of the year, they would pay for you to go on an extravagant, when I say extravagant, I mean extravagant vacation that helps you appreciate that W-2. I mean, we did some wonderful vacations, and I don't take any of that for granted because I've been blessed to see plenty of places because of my W-2. But I also realized that with that W-2, it became obligation. And with your 1099, obligation comes too. But it's for yourself, for your legacy, for what you're trying to create and build outside of that W-2. So it's good to have a W-2. As I mentioned again, it's another stream of income. But what are you doing outside that W-2 to create the legacy, the lifestyle that you so deserve? That Freedom Friday, the ability to get up when you want to, wherever you want to, and to work with whomever you want to, when you want to. That flexibility. A lot of people dream about it. Most never pursue it. Why? Because they either don't know how or they find it stressful. Because you can't really do things by yourself. You need a team. There's no I in team. And when you get people that work with you that help you get to that next level, it makes it all worth it. You can have the dream. You can have the aspiration, because that's what the W-2 people do. The people that you're working for under that W-2 umbrella, they had that dream, they had that aspiration, and they thought of how many people they can get to come in to work for them to do the job that they envisioned. That's basically what it is. Lots of dreamers, lots of seekers out there, but very few. In fact, I think the statistical data shows that 97% of the people work for the 3% of America's population. 97% of the people work for 3% of the people that own it, the business. That's interesting. 97% of people work for the 3% of the people that took their vision, their dream, to go out and create what it is they wanted to do. And so my name is Nichelle Womack, and what I do is I help assist those dreamers, those aspiring, Those people that want to start a business, but they just don't know how. They haven't figured out the right path, or they don't even know what their passion is. What their passion is to help them unwrap their gifts. Hello, how are you? To unwrap their gifts. I help them unwrap them. I help them identify what it is, and then we deliver it to the world. And how do we do that? We do it in a business plan, an idea, a strategy to help you move from point A to point B. And so if you are interested in starting a business, I have a class that's coming up that I'm so excited to be producing. I've been a business owner myself for over 20 years. I've worked in corporate America for over 20 years. But for the last 10 years, I've been the CEO of me, the Chief Executive Officer, which means no job. And yes, you can be the CEO of you. Now, I got one boss. He tells me what to do, and he orchestrates the business as being the Chief Executive Officer of me. And each and every one of you is the CEO of you. Maybe you haven't identified that yet. And that's what I do. I told you, I help you unwrap those gifts, uncover them, and share them with the world. It's not an easy process because we have so many different passions. I know I do. So many different passions. And if I can utilize every passion that I have, then I will do that. But you got to be specific. What is it? What is it your desire? What is your desire that you have, that you believe that other people need to hear and see? And you can share that with the world. So if you're interested in starting a business, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about what business is, you can go to bit.ly Small Business Clinic, and you can see the class that's taking place. Now, what is my annual income? Well, you don't share that in public. What is your annual income? What is your annual income? Since you asked that question, and we're being so free and hear what it is that we're talking about. What is your annual income? Hello, how are you? Yes. What is your annual income? Crickets. That's typically what happens. It's kind of rude to come out and ask somebody what is their annual income, and that's really not an ethical statement to ask. You know, because see, as I just mentioned, this is a 1099 scope, so it's different from W-2. W-2, yes. W-2, you have to make what they tell you you're worth. 1099, you determine how much you're worth. There's a difference. There's a big difference. And so, again, as I stated, for those that are just coming in, it's nothing wrong with having a W-2. It's nothing wrong at all. In fact, it's a good thing, because that is another stream of income that you have to help build and invest in your dream. The things that come too is that when you have that 1099, you have the authority and the control to determine how much you want to make. It's a difference. W-2, 1099. Okay? My name is Nichelle Womack, and as I mentioned, I'm a life transition strategist helping the dreamers, the aspiring, and the new business owners transition in their life with information and inspiration to help them start, market, and grow into the CEO. Because each and every one of us has a desire in our heart to be the CEO, and you already are the CEO. If you manage your house, if you manage your finances, if you manage your family, if you manage your job and getting up every morning at 6:30, whatever time you have to get up and be in there on time on somebody else's watch, you are the CEO of you still. Yes, you are. And so I greatly appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your day to come spend with me. I greatly appreciate you. To all my replay viewers, thank you so much for tuning in, stepping in, and tapping that screen, sharing and giving the love. Sharing is caring. Love. The world needs more love. Yes, it does. And so I pray that you are enjoying your afternoon lunch, your evening, your dinner, wherever you are. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Take care, be blessed, and may everything you touch turn to gold. God bless you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.